job that I think I was relatively good at. I've worked in this company for a year and a half, and due to genuine internal changes in the company, I was cut, and not really given a reason why. It was a shock to everyone in my department, it was a shock to my client, it was a shock to me, although, in truth, I wasn't very happy with all the changes, so it was an expected shock. But I remember leading up to getting fired, I was experiencing a lot of emotional fatigue and just general work ethic fatigue, that job. And I think it's because I realized it was kind of pointless. Oop, I just dropped the treadmill. Hitting the emergency button. So, it'll be one of the times where you won't have me bobbing up and down above you and sweating everywhere. So, just gonna restart this. So anyways, I got fired from my job. And there was a time in my life where I would have been freaking out about that. Especially now that I'm living in a share house and paying rent, I have expenses, and I don't have that safety net of living with my parents. Crank stuff again. So, that's way too high. Healthy 9% incline. If anyone wants my stats on this, we've got a 9% incline, 3.9 kilometers an hour. Anyways, so there was a point in time where I would have freaked out about losing my job, but I didn't this time. That's because of two things. One, finances. I had been very diligent with my savings plan. I had about a 6-month floating capital amount, so I could afford to take some time off and think about the direction I wanted to go in. The second reason is that I didn't feel like there was any purpose in my job anymore. It was just money. It was just clocking in and clocking out. And reason 2.5, which relates to that, I was very unhappy with myself and my life. I am, because I was only 2 weeks ago, but overweight, not really thriving socially, haven't had a solid relationship for about 2 years now, and yeah, figured there was a lot of things I could address. So for me, I'm going to tag my watch. So for me, oh shit, fuck. Let me try this again. Come on. I can remember. Okay. My Apple Watch thinks I'm running, I'm definitely not. Anyways, so, there was a lot of things in my life that were not complete. When I've spoken to other people about this, I've used the metaphor of a wheel having spokes that are out of alignment or not the right length. I haven't invested enough. So the idea was, why would I rush in to another soulless job? And there's so many other things I need to prioritize in my life. So I decided that I would take the next 3 months off and make the gym my job. And make figuring out the next move in my life my job. Now, not everyone has this privilege, but I also believe it's possible to make some choices that can set you up to be in the position where if you lose your job, it's not the end of the world, and maybe it's a much needed rest and reset. I think as well, it's important to remember that life is short. I'm 28 at the moment, and I feel like I was 19 yesterday. Time goes by so quickly, and everyone said that to me when I was growing up. I didn't believe it, but it's fucking true. So if you don't love what you do, or if it doesn't serve a purpose in some way, be it financial, or just emotionally or intellectually, that's important. That needs to be addressed. And you deserve, and you owe it to yourself to figure that out. So for me, what does that look like? For the next few months, it looks like figuring out what the next step in my life is going to be in terms of career, in terms of what I do on this earth. But more importantly than that, getting my health in order, losing the weight, building up the level of fitness and well-being I want. Because when I was young, no matter what job I had, I've done a lot of jobs. I've worked in a fast food store, I felt like a loser. I worked in a bar as a bartender, I felt like a loser. I worked as a mechanic, I felt like a loser. I was a uni student, I felt like a loser. I've worked in high-end patient management roles, I feel like a loser. I was a musician and a studio engineer and an owner of a studio. I still felt like a loser. So it doesn't really matter what you do or what you try and build yourself up with. If you feel like a loser deep down, you are going to be feeling like a loser. It's kind of simple, isn't it? So me taking this time off and paying for coaching and a gym membership is an investment in not feeling like a loser. If that resonates with you, say hi, tell me where you're at, stick around for more awkwardly angled treadmill chats.